It was 20 years ago for her, but only the past year to me. I don't know what to feel. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I am a M, 45, married to a F, 45, for about 18 years. We've had a typical marriage with ups and downs, and even more downs than many. And have even seen a marriage counselor years ago to help keep our relationship on track. In retrospect, our issues at the time were small. During the past year, my wife admitted to me that she used to cheat on me with one of our mutual friends before we were married. We'll call him Steve for purposes of this post. At the time we were together for 3 years and already living together for 2 years. Steve was also in a relationship, living with his GF who we were also friends with. They were one of those couples in our close circle of friends. We hung out every weekend, went on vacations together, celebrated holidays together. At first I didn't actually believe my wife. But as I dug into the details I was shocked and horrified to know the truth and have not been able to recover yet. It was even more disturbing to learn this was taking place in my apartment, in my bed while I was working to support her. All I can think about is that after a long day's work, I was coming home and sleeping in some other guy's sex sweat and whatever. And that same guy would be sitting across from me at dinner the next day. And stood next to me when I got married. We were at each other's wedding parties. At the time, and until recently, I thought, we were as happy as any couple could be in their mid-20s and never really felt worried or insecure. However, I did mention on a few occasions that her relationship with Steve made me feel uncomfortable as they used to always have private deep conversations. She was even the shoulder he would cry on when he had relationship issues. At the time she made me feel horrible for even suggesting it was more than friendship, and it was never brought up again. Her rationale/explanation was that at the time I was working a lot. So she wasn't getting enough attention and just assumed I was with someone else, which was not the case. I was just a young guy starting his career and trying to save up for an engagement ring at the time. When I first found out, I was in utter shock. Like my entire world. 20 years of a relationship was shattered and everything I believed about my life was a lie. Part of me understands that I am angry at someone for something they did 20 years ago. But the rest of me feels a level of violation and betrayal I cannot get past. I have not looked at my wife the same since then and have had no desire to be intimate with her since then. I have not been able to focus on the present or the future because my mind is stuck in the past. I've tried to get over it, but no matter what I do, I have a graphic visual picture in my mind I cannot get rid of. And still have feelings of hurt and anger on a daily basis. It consumes me. I feel so disrespected and don't understand if someone really loved me, how they could do this. Like I was some sucker they could both pull something on and I would not be the wiser. I also don't understand how a friend could do this either. I always wonder how different things would have been if I had walked in on them, would have kicked her to the curb that moment, or she told me at the time. I spend my days depressed and miserable because I am so consumed, and then she constantly wonders why I am in a bad mood. When I tell her why, she gets angry that I am still dwelling on the past and don't want to move forward. She feels like I've had enough time to get over it and will not even discuss the subject with me anymore. Is it wrong to not be able to get over this? Is there a statute of limitations on heartbreak? Here are some of the best comments from our community. For her it happened 20 years ago and is in the past. For you it happened when she told you this past year. The fact that she told you about the affair of her own volition but doesn't seem to be expressing any remorse or empathy about your feelings is pretty revealing. Was she consumed by guilt and asked for forgiveness, etc., or was she just matter of fact about it? I would recommend counseling for you and some serious mediation by you about whether you are willing to stay in a relationship which was built on a lie 20 years ago. If the foundation of your relationship is a lie, does it make sense to stay living in the lie or move on and find peace for your soul without her? Here is the second story. My sister is a mistress and engaged to a married man. I'm going to condense this as much as possible. Sister is a huge codependent, and struggles with abandonment issues. 10 years ago she got involved with Adam, a married man. And they have been secretly hiding the affair from his wife and 2 kids who are 18 and 16 now. Adam's current wife knows of the affair because he told her this week. The wife is devastated and wants to work it out. Adam only told his wife first because he found out we were going to tell her this weekend. Adam has told the wife he's in love with my sister, they're engaged now, and is divorcing her. No one in my family, we have a large family, likes Adam. He's sneaky and gives off the dog type that would cheat on any woman given the opportunity. Adam and my sister are angry at my family and I, for not agreeing on him divorcing and marrying our sister. He has manipulated, lied, to so many times, brainwashed my sister into not listening to our advice, etc. We've offered my sister therapy, that we'd pay for, self-help books, etc. She refuses to want the help. Even said she doesn't want to hear any truth the ex-wife has to say about Adam. She's even admitted that she doesn't care if it separates our family. She is marrying him. I feel horrible for his wife and family. My sister has been brainwashed and manipulated horribly by this man. Any advice I can further give to get my sister away from this shit man? My other sibling and I have offered to give his current wife, he's leaving, any evidence and answers she wants or needs to help her case in the divorce. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Cut her off. If her behavior is so self-harming, then stop giving her attention for it. Walk away. Better for you, better for her. If she values herself at all, or you for that matter, she will leave the toxic relationship. Good luck. I hope it ultimately ends well. Unfortunately, it's probably going to have to run its course. For a decade they have lived in a fantasy land of secrets, sneaking around, etc. He likely never had any intentions of leaving his wife until he was backed into a corner. Now he's got no choice than to stick to his guns with your sister. Here is the third story. I am 47M and my wife is 45. I discovered over 5 years ago on Christmas that she had been sexting an old boyfriend she discovered on Facebook. I bought her a new phone and while I was setting it up I discovered months worth of texts and pics from a long time ago Marine boyfriend who was also married. I confronted her, the worst day of my life, and she got defensive but finally admitted it. She had pulled away from the bedroom for years. I figured this was part of the deal, assuming menopausal issues. She agreed to go to a local church counselor. We went for a couple months and things seemed better so we quit going. On one occasion where I went by myself to my counselor she told me that my wife had an uncanny ability to compartmentalize her feelings. She said it would be difficult to help her. Fast forward 5 years and she has a new job. She starts pulling away from me. Suddenly I can't load the dishwasher the correct way, that she had nagged me to do and I did her way. I start being suspicious. I have access to her phone data as it's a corporate phone and I am the administrator for it. She suddenly has been nicer to me, red flag. She has been talking to an old single boyfriend from her hometown. The first call was on Valentine's Day. Every other day they talk for about 15 minutes. I don't see any text messages but she probably has gotten wiser and is using a text app. I have a couple of teenage kids that I don't want to screw up. I was privileged to have parents that have been married for 50 years. I really want to just leave but I love my family. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Gather up some evidence and just outright confront her. I wouldn't drag this out but up to you. Don't let her gaslight you or deny it. I don't know if you want to salvage this, no matter what Redditors say, ultimately this is your marriage so only you can figure out what's best for you, but on the off chance that you do, my recommendation is to go to a professional marriage counselor this time, not a local church counselor. They offer different advice and a professional counselor is likely to have better insights and be more willing to tell you that the marriage can't be saved or he or she will be harsher on your wife. Good luck to you. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.